Guess which country has the most pizza consumption per person per year?
It must be America.
No, it's not.
Weird, isn't it? Is it a European country?
No.
What?
1.3 kg per person per year. Pizza.
Give us a continent.
I'm like, do I even
What
know?
continent is it on?
I don't know.
What?
India.
Really?
You know who's number 4?
Who?
Slav. 2.7. Wait, that's more. Oh, sorry. I done it the wrong way around. I was looking at the least to the most.
Wait, so who's the most?
Denmark, number 1.
Denmark?
5.1 kilograms of pizza per person. Kg per capita per person per year. Anyway, that's just a random fact to you.
Thanks. Random fact of the day.
Yeah. But anyway, back on Threads.
Over to you.
I don't know if you saw this week.
No.
Somebody, no, you don't even know what I'm going to say. Somebody posted about places that you have wanted to go, but then saw on Instagram and then basically changed your mind about going. And a lot of people on that thread were saying that Bali was one of their places that they apparently has been ruined by Instagram.
I'm not gonna lie, Instagram is a ruiner.
It is, yeah.
And Bali is one of those places where like I don't blame people for seeing it on Instagram and like wanting to run there.
But you're one of those
magical.
people. You are the ruiners.
I am a ruiner.
Yeah.
I ruined shit, unfortunately. But guess what I'm gonna say? I think it's worth it. It's worth it. It's so good. I love Bali.
Yeah. So
Like,
the reasons people were saying, well, obviously, yeah, the Instagram thing that like they've just seen it all over Instagram, it's kind of a bit done. And then also the Bali belly as well was another reason.
now I think the whole Bali belly thing is low key over exaggerated. I can't even lie. Have you had Bali belly?
I haven't. So firstly, I've been to Bali 3 times
I've been 6.
or maybe 4.
I think you've been 4.
Yeah,
You've been twice
maybe
with me.
4. No,
You-
3, and then I went one before.
So you've been 3. I've been 6 times.
Okay. So you've never had it.
And I've never had it. I have had food poisoning in Asia.
Yeah.
I got it in the Philippines, and then when I got to Bali, like I just think my belly was already sensitive, so I got sick a second time. But I think I was already sensitive from the previous food poisoning because it was like bad. It was like 10 days.
But remember the last time we went, we had a day. That was kind of... it was kind of crazy.
It was explosive that
It was
day.
kind of crazy. But it didn't last long. It was like
It was-
a 12-hour. We were
no.
fine the next day. But that was like...
I think on the grand scheme of food poisonings that I've had, like Bali's nothing.
Yeah.
I've had way worse in England, frankly.
Yeah, true. Well, I've got a strong stomach. So I don't really get down with any of the... I've eaten off the street in like Thailand and stuff and it's been fine.
I think the
Like,
longer
touch wood.
didn't you eat a croissant off the floor once?
That was in New York.
Because the place makes it more acceptable.
Yeah, but it was like rats and stuff. So that means I'm really like about this life.
Strong, like
Yeah.
iron belly.
Yeah.
I think the more times you have food poisoning, this could be completely wrong junk science, the stronger your stomach gets. Because every time you require, you gain more antibodies, right?
I have no idea. I'm not a scientist. I don't know.
Fun fact of the day that I don't know if it's true.
Have you also seen the thing that was going around recently with all the spiders in Bali?
No.
Wait, I said
Yes, I did. And they were like webs
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. So that was
not gonna
another
lie.
reason somebody was like, "Oh my god, I saw that spider thing recently. Nowhere would I go there."
Not gonna lie, that is like my biggest nightmare. That's like my
Crazy.
nightmare in real life.
But in the comments, people were saying that they think it's like in some random village. Like, oh, this is like a random village. Like you would never
Yeah,
actually
it
encounter
is, yeah.
this. But like, if it's in a random village, like you're gonna encounter it somewhere. Then it means it's
Potentially.
like, somewhere.
Well, the girl said, I saw the post, and the girl said in the caption that she was like driving through that
Yeah.
village to get somewhere else. So it wasn't like somewhere that she would stop. And it was like a very local village where like tourists wouldn't really go. So I doubt you'd see it. But it was not. It was
Why are they there?
I don't know. It's like I think it's like a nest.
It was crazy.
Crazy.
I could understand why that would put you off because when I think about Australia, sometimes with the big spiders, I'm like,
I also
okay.
saw a video today actually of a girl going to the toilet, and then she got to the toilet, she looks back, massive tarantula in the toilet.
in Bali.
No, in Australia.
somewhere else.
So,
Yeah.
Still.
What have been your like highlights of going to Bali?
The thing about Bali, right? I just think in general, Bali is like a magical place. I feel like you go
I
there
agree.
and you are automatically like drawn to want to go back. Like I've never ever been somewhere and just felt it's so homely. I feel so comfortable there. You feel like you just never want to leave. And it's like I don't know what it is. It's like this Bali magic. They call it the island of the gods?
Yeah.
Because it has like this. It's beautiful. Like it draws you in. I just don't think it's overhyped at all. But I will go ahead and say, since the first time I went to Bali was 2018 or 2019. It's changed massively
Yeah.
since then. Like when we went back last year we went? January.
Last year, yeah.
It was very different.
Yeah.
It's like Canggu, especially where like a lot of people go, has like it's like become even more modernized. It's like it's completely changed from like a small little village. It's kind of now like its own little mini city. It even has Starbucks there. Like
I went in 2017 and there was like nothing.
yeah, it's complete. It's gone from like rice fields to like a lot going on.
I went to like the actual rice field, which like now isn't a thing anymore. It's now like a beach club and like
well,
whatever
actually,
they
I
made
found
it
out that
into.
Kretja isn't actually the OG rice field.
The Tegalegalang.
You take a leg of lang, it's still lang.
Oh.
Take a leg of lang apparently is up the road from
Okay,
Kretja, so
fine.
you can get there from Kretja, but like it's not the OG rice field. It's,
Oh, okay,
it's
I
right
didn't know
next
that.
to it, basically.
Yeah. But they've made it all tourist attractions.
The thing about Bali is though, and I remember when we went there last year, I spoke to a few of the people that like worked in the hotels, and one of the guys was saying to me like during COVID, like Bali was really really tough for them because they rely so heavily on tourism.
Yeah.
And he was saying like he lost his job, he worked in a completely different hotel, like the government couldn't afford, because it's not like the richest company to give them that much money, so they were really really struggling. And he was saying like because it's so heavily dependent on tourism, so that's why they make everything into a tourist attraction to make more money, because that is the only way they make money.
Yeah.
So as much as people are like, oh, it's ruined and like tourism, all that stuff, like that is how these people are thriving. So like there's always some kind of good with the bad, I guess.
And they give you like your money's worth, because the
million.
guys with the phones, have you seen like the content? They're like, they're literally like doing the best
The
content
tour
for
guides
you.
like know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Do you remember we did that tour in Nusa Penida and the guy was like taking pictures of us on the slide, and then after we were like, what the hell is this?
Oh, he's like edited
he did a whole
them. He had like
edit
full
photo
gifs.
shoot.
Yeah.
like, for us.
Yeah.
In the background, he's like, yeah, my photo.
Yeah, we were like,
Like,
thanks so much.
Yeah,
This is
it
great."
was really. I think it's a magical place. Like that's the first trip we ever went on. You know.
Yeah, I was there alone, remember?
Yeah, and
it
I
was
came-
literally just like random timing.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, do you know any hotels? And you were like, oh, I'm going to Bali.
Yeah, that's so,
So
wild.
crazy.
That was before we were like besties.
And then you came to the retreat with me.
Oh God. I'm like so convinced that one day I'm just gonna find you in a cult and you're just gonna be like, yeah, I joined the cult and it's meditation. Like,
That was so nice.
it was
like
okay.
some super fancy, expensive retreat as well.
Yeah. That was interesting.
I would do that again.
Some
I
of
would
it.
definitely do a Bali retreat again, for sure.
The best part about the retreat was the massages. Daily massages with two people.
Yeah.
Absolute pleasure.
It was nice. Some people get like 2 a day.
I think there was a day when we got 2 a day, actually.
And the doctor guy, so there's this guy, you go there, he basically tells you like what's wrong with you, and then they like provide you treatment in terms of like what ailments you have.
Is he like a wizard? Because like it was
an
crazy.
Ayurvedic doctor.
So we literally walk into this room and he goes, knee.
Yeah. yeah.
have-
He's
you
like
have
left knee,
left
even
knee,
more specific.
Problem. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah. He's like, back problem. I'm like, yeah. How do you know?
Yeah.
Like, what the
And
hell?
then gave us like herbs and stuff. But there's loads of things like that. Some of them are a bit gimmicky, but I think like it is a place to go, center yourself and get back to self.
The meditation was good. The yoga was good. The food was reasonable.
I think it was for a vegetarian menu.
I
That
think,
was
it
like
vegetarian or vegan?
it was vegetarian.
Okay.
But it was like during the day we could only eat, so the eating ended at like 6 p.m.
Are you going to confess?
No.
I'm going to confess. Me and Helena were on a retreat, a health retreat. We got so hungry one night, we went and got McDonald's.
Yeah, we did order. I was so embarrassed.
I wasn't.
I would
Hiding
refuse to go
under
and
your
pick it out
shirt.
from the door. 'cause
Yeah, I
was
went and
like,
got it
this
from
is
the
too
Gojek.
embarrassing. It's not good. But yeah, I had a good time there.
I had a good time. I'd do it again.
The retreat, would you do different ones?
I'm definitely not doing the silent retreat.
Oh,
if that's
see,
what you're
I
going on.
want to do that. Oh, we couldn't go together though. It would be too much.
I can't be silent, but I think
Yeah.
I'd go crazy in my own head.
10 days of silence.
Absolutely not.
No phone, no reality. It'd be quite nice.
Crazy.
The only time you could like actually switch off.
I'll pass.
No?
No, it's
Really?
too much. It's way too much.
Get back to self.
I am self. I'm with self now. I don't need more.
I think it would be nice.
Maybe for you.
I think we could do like a retreat, like more of a fun one maybe. We could host like a nice retreat.
Like a health thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd love that. But like just not silence.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be silent. It would just probably push you to the edge. Okay, what about location? So obviously we've done Bali, and then we've also done like a few of the Indonesian islands, which are slept on. Because people
100%.
go to Bali and they go to like the bait places really, and they don't go to like all the other places which are close by and equally as nice, if not better. and less populated.
Yeah. I think in terms of like Labon, is it Lamon? How's it?
Labuan Bajo.
Labon.
My favorite place.
I think like there is like stunning.
There's a pink beach.
It's very untouched. Like you got a beautiful pink beach. You've got like the Komodo Islands. There was that like hill place.
Yeah, that was really
that was
nice.
super nice. Like I think people just don't actually really realize like how much Indonesia as a country has to offer. So I think like that is probably one of the main issues. I think like people just like run to Bali, but like there's Lombok, there's the Gili Islands, there's Nusa Islands, there's Labuan Bajo, there's Sumba. Oh my God, Sumba! So we stayed in the world's voted best hotel.
Yeah,
like,
I mean it kind of
crazy.
was.
It was sick.
Yeah,
Like everything was great.
Like Sumba changed my life.
Really? How so?
Just from me and forgot his name now. Like he changed my life. Don't remember his name.
Oh yeah, we like bonded with the like
the
one of the waiter
locals.
guys.
I think for me, when I came out of that experience, it was just like how they lived, because they just lived so simply.
Yeah, 100%.
That I was just kind of like, why do I have all this stuff? Like,
You want to live like a minimalist life.
yeah, I was like, I don't need this stuff. I don't need much, like that kind of vibe, because like they're just so happy and content with like the minimum.
I think you find that a lot in countries where they just don't have like this high-paced life. Like I think living in London especially, like everything is very fast-paced. It's like, give me more, I want more, and you should do more. Like you never ever really feel like a level of satisfaction, because everything we do is like kind of measured in tangible things, which means you can always want more than that. Whereas they're kind of like happiness is like, his happiness especially, sorry, what was his name?
It's like here,
tip
but
of
I
my
can't.
tongue.
Yeah, I can't.
Anyway,
Because I talk about him a lot.
yeah, you do. The guy that we met at the in Sumba, he just lived a really simple life, and he was like super happy with like, I live in a beautiful place and I like support my family and I like want to get married one day, and he was just kind of happy with that. And that was like great for him, and he knew there was obviously more possibilities out there, but he just didn't care about that.
Yeah.
And I think that is like the level of content and peace that he had was kind of beautiful.
And it was also like, oh my God, wow, you come from like such a far away place. Like that's incredible. Like what's that like?
Yeah.
Which was kind of crazy to kind of experience as well. Because even the towns, remember the town, and we went to the school with the kids, like it was crazy.
The kids were lovely, and I really like enjoyed like when we went through the streets, like the kids would just be like
Aris,
our guy Aris.
Took me a while.
The kids would be like waving and shouting hi and everything to us in Sumbanese, and it was just like super cute, man.
And they were all like sat outside their houses, like nobody's like on their phones. Like it's very simple.
I think also I saw a video recently about like how like the culture of being inside is like kind of killing us. Because they're saying like being inside, like your air is more polluted. You're like, you get less natural sunlight. You get like less vitamins from all that stuff, and all. So like being at home is like slowly but surely killing us. Yeah. And I think that they just live the absolute opposite lifestyle. Like the kids are outside playing. Like the kids are walking, running, climbing trees. Like
with the animals,
like taking care of their animals. Like they maybe have like a cow or something. Like and they live
goats.
A little goat, but like they just had like their like level of life was just like completely different to ours. And it's like sometimes that really makes you appreciate like not even appreciate what you have here, but feel like we don't need to be doing as much as we're doing.
It's
like
true, yeah.
We could just go somewhere and live off the land.
I'd love to live off the land.
Where would you live off the land though? Like
Bali.
Oh yeah, in Bali. It's too cold here.
Yeah, definitely not here. It's not doable.
Yeah,
I would not be farming.
Yeah, Sumba was a magical place. That was a good one. People should go there.
Yeah, I mean, save up your whole life basically to go there for a week.
Okay, but like, so that we're not biased, like what are some negatives? Like
of Bali?
Yeah.
The traffic, number one. And that's just got worse and worse, really. Like, do you remember the day we were in the car? Obviously, being in a car is like 1,000 times worse than being on a bike. So everybody has bikes. But the day that we went from like wherever it was up north to Uluwatu, like that was hell. Yeah. It was literally hell. Like we were in the car for like 3-4 hours, and it was just like traffic the whole way. So that's, I mean, it's not the biggest negative, but yeah,
I think the traffic
bugs,
the tarantula in the bathroom.
We had. The last time it was bad.
The tarantula in the bathroom
we had leeches, didn't we?
The leeches.
We had the big beetle.
We had the
We
beetle.
had cockroach. I think we had a cockroach as well. The cat. We had the bat. We had
a bat.
Yeah, we had everything.
The bat. It got attacked by. Well, we didn't get attacked, but like a bat flew into our living room.
That was really scary.
And then it was like flying around the, what is it called? The like ceiling fan.
Yeah.
And then we were like shooketh.
and then we thought it was dead.
It
and
wasn't dead.
Yeah. Yeah. It got out though.
Yeah, we
But
just turned off the fan and like left the room, and it.
If
got
you're
out.
scared of like bugs and things like that,
That
creepy
is scary.
crawlies, I don't know if you can survive.
It's
The geckos.
The geckos drive you.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to be scared of
Mm.
there. Even like the flower baths, because that's a thing that people have said also, like on social media, they're like, these flower baths, like reality, Instagram versus reality, because
100%.
we've been in flower baths
It's
and we're
gross.
like, get me out of here.
It's like the feeling of the wet
icky.
flowers on you is disgusting.
Yeah.
And then like you'll be sitting there and all of a sudden there's like a maggot crawling on your
Yeah.
arm. Like it's it's not that cute.
The first time I went to Bali, I went to this guy's house who was like a spiritual healer. And like I went on my own and basically like went to this guy's house like an hour drive away. And he put me like in his house in this bath. And I was meant to be like relaxing and like cleansing. And I remember just sitting there and just looking around and there was just like ants like all on the side. And I was just
Stop,
like,
really?
get me out of here. Yeah. Then I fell asleep in his house.
It's not the safest.
Yeah, it wasn't the safest, but I mean, it was fine.
Yeah, I think that the flowers, the bugs, obviously, like they're kind of like the obvious things. I think. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Taxi mafia, crazy.
Oh, yeah.
The taxi mafia is crazy.
Yeah.
So like for those who don't know, like they don't really there's no Uber at all basically in Bali. Like and they just don't really fuck with like these like Uber
The blue
cab requests.
Blue
kind
tit,
of,
isn't it called or something like that? What's the actual taxis called? The blue ones?
I don't even know their name.
They do have a blue taxi service.
I
but
just
can't
call them
remember.
taxi mafia.
Yeah.
But like they're known as the taxi mafia and they're basically like the OG drivers that were there before like Uber and stuff came. And like I've had experiences where there was an experience. Basically, I went for dinner with some friends. We were like between Uluwatu and Canggu. Like if you've been to Bali, you'll understand. Like it's like you kind of go from the top to the bottom. And we were on the coast and we drove. We were in this restaurant having this really nice meal. And then I was with some friends. They were on motorbikes, but we had like quite a long drive back to Canggu, like 30 minutes. So me and the two girls we were with, we decided to get a taxi, call a Gojek. That's their equivalent. We get in the taxi. All of a sudden, this guy comes out of absolutely nowhere, flings open my door and starts pulling me out, shouting in Balinese. Then he goes around the other side, like he's trying to pull me out. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? Then he goes around the other side, grabs the taxi driver and then another guy comes and they basically wanted to fight the driver. And then my two friends who were guys got off their motorbikes and were like, what, trying to like split everybody up. They're literally like screaming at each other. Like it was really scary.
Because he didn't want him to take the work.
He didn't want them to take the work. Like there's like certain places in there they say like no Gojek,
Yeah,
no
I've
Grab,
seen
and
that,
like
yeah.
if the taxi mafia find you,
Yeah.
you're getting beat up.
Yeah,
That was scary. I can't lie.
it's really bad. There used to be Uber out there though, like years ago.
Yeah, but they
They're
ran
too
them out.
scared now.
They still have Gojek and like
Yeah.
Grab, but like I've had occasions where I've requested a driver and they've said we can't come there because of
Oh, they're too scared.
yeah, they're too scared.
But what shouldn't they find a system that works then? Because it's the same in London. There's taxis and there's Ubers. Like, let's just all
Get
work
along.
together.
I think they just think that like it's like in the nighttime. Like remember that there was occasions when we went to like Libreza and stuff. We just get one. There would be all those taxi guys who just come out. We just get on one of the back of their taxis and give them cash because Gojek and Grab won't come down there.
Yeah. And
So,
there's
like-
no rules with bikes. There's like 3 people on a bike, 2 people on a bike.
Oh my God, yeah.
Kids and your dog and like all your shopping on the
Hey, I've
back.
seen people with a fridge.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah, I saw one guy had like a fridge tied to the side of his bike, and then on the other side he had his kid and his wife. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, they really be on there with like 5 people.
They really have so much stuff.
I mean, me and you were like, yeah, let's just get on the back, like
Yeah.
2 of us on the back of the bike. Like,
Yeah.
but it can also be so dangerous.
Oh, 100%.
Do you remember that time I crashed and I fell off the bike?
Yes, I do. And I came back with who was it? With Carl.
Yeah,
And
I
I
was
came
like,
back, and then we were like, "Where the hell are you?"
And the lady was like getting me up. I was like, and then the guy put a curse on me when I brought the bike back.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Hopefully it's worn off now.
Yeah, I mean, I think the taxi mafia is probably the only con I have for like.
But otherwise it's quite safe.
Oh, 100%. Like I
I've
haven't.
never felt any type of way.
I mean, I did have an occasion where a Grab driver tried to kiss me. Actually,
Oh.
I mean that could happen in any country, on any taxi. But like, I was basically going back to. This was when I was like backpacking. Like I was doing like hostel life.
Backpacking.
I'm backpacking through Europe. Anyway,
Literally.
so then basically I'm on the back of the like the Grab, get off at my like hotel, and he's like, "Oh, like, are you not gonna give me a hug?" And I was like,
So weird.
"What?" And he was like, hug me to say bye." And
Did you hug him?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I was like, "Oh my god." Okay.
Why did you hug him?
I don't know. And then like he was like, "Okay, now kiss." And I'm like, "Whoa."
What?
Like, and I was like, and also what was this is probably like one of those stupid things I've ever done. Like when I got on the bike, after a little while, I realized that he stank of alcohol. It was quite late in the night, so he was drunk, obviously driving.
Wow.
And then I was too scared to get off. So then I stayed on, and then yeah.
Was it the time I was there? No.
No, this was like the first time I ever went to Bali. But that's like one of the only bad things that's ever happened.
I
there.
was scared the time where we got on separate bikes. It was really late.
What, you ended
and then
up
the
in the
guy
alley?
was like taking me to like this dark like back road, and I was like, I'm gonna die. I was like, where is he taking me? And he kept like slowing down. So I was like, I was in my sandals, and I was like, I have to throw the sandals and run. Like I don't know where, but I was like already thinking of an exit plan. I was like, throw the sandals, run. But no, he was fine. I was just being crazy. Yeah.
Well, yeah, this guy, I mean, when I said no to the kissing thing, he kind of just like, fine, like left. But I mean, it's obviously not good.
I think also another thing sometimes is the villa catfishes.
Oh,
Because
my
we've had
God.
some villa catfishes.
Bad ones.
There's so many villas out there. There's so many nice ones, and people are building so many. And then sometimes you just get ones that like look good in the pictures, and then
Do not look good. there.
awful.
Oh, another story. So one time, so this must have been like the second or third time I went to Bali. I was coming from Sri Lanka with some friends, my friend Clay, a couple of other people, and we had rented an Airbnb. It was 4 bedrooms. We all had 1 bedroom each. We got there really late at night. We were like, oh, like we get there, it's like got self check-in or whatever. So we just self check-in, get in, walk in, looking around like, oh my God, it's so nice, blah, blah, blah. My friend Clay walks into this room, then runs out shouting, why is there people asleep in the bed?
What?
So apparently, because we got there so late, they assumed we weren't coming. So they put it back up on Airbnb, and somehow someone had rented it.
No
and 3 of the rooms had people
way.
in there sleeping.
So what happened?
They all came out. Like one of them was like a guy. He was like basically naked, like what's like his girlfriend in bed. Yeah, he ran
my
out,
God.
and we were like, "We've rented this Airbnb. What's going on?" They were like, "We've rented this Airbnb. What's going on?"
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then like we were like, "What the hell?" And then like we messaged the Airbnb people, and they were like, "Oh yeah, like we assumed we weren't coming, so like we gave it up to someone else."
How could they just do that?
I don't even know how they managed to get someone in there so fast as well. Like because we did arrive late. Like it was like 2 a.m. So it was quite
that's
late.
why they usually ask you like what time you're coming. and
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. And then we were like, "Fuck."
And then what happened? You had to leave.
So we left, and we called one of my friends. We ended up having to go, who lived there. We ended up having to go to like his 2-bedroom villa and like just sleep on the floor for the night and find somewhere new to move into in the morning.
I think for Bali, you do kind of have to be like open to like weird things happening
100%.
because there's a lot of weird stuff.
Like I
there.
say all these things are bad just to like give people a perspective of like what it is actually like, that there are things that happen there. Like, but with that being said, like I still love Bali.
Yeah, me too.
Like
we even ate ants in Bali accidentally.
yeah, I don't think they were in the cake initially.
I'm like, 8 ants, still love Bali.
Like Helena bought me these like bento box birthday cakes, and like one day we were like eating them, and
was
then I was like,
good.
hold on, there's like ants in here. But I think they got in at some point after.
And I saved some for the morning, and I was still eating
Yeah,
it
you
in
were
the
eating
morning.
it in the
and then I
dark,
was
not
like,
realizing you're eating ants. It's like,
yeah.
ooh, nice crunch.
Oh, that was like, even now I think about it, I'm like,
It's high protein. Have you ever eaten any bugs?
no. Maybe I have actually.
I had crickets.
I think I have had like cricket powder.
I had crickets in Mexico.
I wouldn't do that.
On a
It's
taco.
more just the look of it for me that kind of freaks
So
me
they like
out.
sprinkled it on the taco,
It's
and
like
it
a
was
thing
like
there.
crunchy. They taste like smoky raisins. So
But
good.
why would I want to eat a smoky raisin?
Protein alternative.
Well, just eat like chicken breast and I'll be fine.
But yeah, it was
yeah,
nice.
I wouldn't do that.
But yeah, I don't actually think it is a delicacy in Bali to eat bugs. I don't think that I've been offered it.
I've never seen that before.
No, I haven't actually.
They don't have like weird food. I think the food is like pretty
standard.
normal, yeah, compared to like other Asian countries where they have like
Yeah,
things
like
that are,
Thailand, you
alive
can try
and
like
stuff.
all the stuff, right? In the
They have
markets.
crocodile there. When I
Where?
went to Thailand, they were like spinning this crocodile around. They're like, "You want to try?" I was like, "No,
I've had
like-
crocodile before.
I'm good.
I like to try like exotic things.
I'm scared.
No,
I'm scared of the parasites." Oh, that's a negative. Well, Bali doesn't really have parasites.
They have a lot of
but-
parasite cleanses.
Yeah, so they must have parasites.
So I don't know.
if you're gonna get a parasite, you're gonna get in Bali, really and truly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, actually, I don't know. I mean, I obviously don't drink the tap water and stuff, but like the thing, I personally think the Bali belly thing, like, it's overhyped. So I think there's no way of getting a parasite. Like,
But I think it's also because we've never had it.
probably.
There was a guy who on TikTok who had it, and he basically was like doing like the volume of his stomach, and someone was like, and everyone was like, what? And he was saying, oh, Bali has like caused me this parasite or whatever.
I mean, when I got food poisoning in the Philippines, I was sick for 10 days, like vomiting and pooping. 10 days, had to go on antibiotics. I don't know. Had to go on antibiotics. Had to go to hospital and get antibiotics because I couldn't eat.
Do you reckon the parasite cleansing pills that we bought actually worked?
Don't know.
It had like the right ingredients though.
I mean, I saw a
Natural
parasite
ingredients.
cleanse recently where someone just put their foot in the bath with like apple cider vinegar and like
seen this.
bentonite clay,
don't
and then
trust
she
this.
showed all these little things in the water. I was like, is that real?
No.
Like, how do you know?
Because how is it coming out?
I don't know.
This doesn't make any sense.
I mean, we have like, we have pores in our feet, no?
it's not coming out of your pores.
How do you know?
I just don't think it is.
But I heard you can get parasite in the shower, so it's possible.
You can because you get in your eyes. This is why they tell me to not wear contact lenses in the shower. Because the water, you get parasites from there.
Crazy.
I should get home, get a colonic, you're fine.
But colonic doesn't help you if you have a parasite.
It like takes it out, no? Your stomach?
No.
Oh, I don't know then. I thought it did.
A colonic just gets your poop out of your bowels, like the stuff that's built up in your bowels.
Oh, right. Okay, don't take medical advice from me then. I don't know. I really don't know.
Any more pros? Any more cons?
No, that's it. I think another pro I'd say though is like all the restaurants, like food wise.
Oh my God,
because people are
food's
scared to go
unreal
there, I
there.
think, because of like local food and stuff. But like, there's so many things, and you can easily be healthy, which is nice.
Even the local food, I like an ayam bakar.
Yeah.
Love an ayam bakar.
I think people are scared though of like spice. Obviously, eating
Oh, the
local
spice
food.
is so good. The sambal.
Yeah, but if you don't like spice,
Fair.
that sort of thing.
I don't think I've got any other cons. I think obviously pros, good weather. Oh, actually, tell a lie. The price of a rental over there is getting crazy.
What rental? Oh, villa
A
rental.
villa rental is
Yeah.
insane, man.
It's because all the influencers are starting opening villas. That's why they're.
I think a lot of
now.
people are going there for investments, influencers and non-influencers, and I think that is causing prices to drive up. Like some people are charging like $7,000 for a month, and like
crazy.
on average, a 2-bedroom villa in Bali, $2,000 to $3,000 UK.
That's still expensive.
That's London. That's the same as
Yeah.
London. I could rent a place in London for that.
Yeah, it's true.
Like obviously, I don't have the perks of the weather and a pool, but like that's crazy, man.
It's because they're all like that aesthetic, like Tulum vibes as well. That everyone's
Well,
like, I want that, I want that.
You'd think the ones I've been looking at lately for our trip in May, like some of them are just bog standard and they're still like $2,000. Like
It's definitely the investment thing, I think. 'Cause
I think
everybody's out there.
the
trying
prices
to-
are going crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit much. I know it's happening worldwide, I guess, but then obviously like when you have so many people coming from other places moving in, it drives up the cost of everything, I guess.
Do you think it's worth like the flight time? Because obviously getting to Bali is not easy.
I think you have to stay for like 2 weeks at least.
Yeah.
Like I think if you're there for less than 2 weeks, it's like literally just too long. Because you can't get a direct flight.
No, but one time I did coming back, I stopped in Jakarta
Yeah.
and then went back, and that was still like 13 hours, and I was hating life.
But
There was like a kid screaming the whole time. Yeah. There was like a kid like
in economy.
Yeah, and somebody next to me was 2 seats. Yeah, that was very, and especially because the way there, I had a whole 4-row to myself. So I was like, this is great. And then the way back, no. I think the Dubai thing or the Doha thing like splits it up and it's a bit
Yeah.
nicer, but
It's still long though.
it is, yeah. It can feel, the last time we went, I felt like it wasn't too bad. And I was sick that time as well.
You
So
were,
I
yeah.
thought I was going to die on that flight. But it was actually okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, flight time. I don't know how the Americans do it.
Oh, from America, you
'Cause
have
it's
where do you
far.
fly? How do you fly there?
I think you have to stop in like, or maybe they go to Dubai or something and then,
I think you can fly to Dubai
yeah,
from certain states.
must be long.
Us to there is
It's
like 6 hours and then plus another 10, right? From Dubai.
9 from Dubai, then 7 to Dubai from here. A whole day, pretty much.
Okay, so the cons are flight time, taxi mafia, Bali belly, really high. We're not selling this. We're not selling
But
this.
then you get like it's cheap when you get there as well.
So cheap. Like
So like you are getting a good experience.
the 2 highest expenses for you in Bali are your rent, so wherever you stay, like your hotel, whatever,
Yeah.
and the gym. The gym is
Yeah, but
really
if you're not
expensive.
going to the gym, then you're fine.
Yeah, if you're not going to the gym, it's fine. But if you are going to the gym, which a lot of people in Bali are doing because it's like the healthy living lifestyle,
Yeah.
it's healthy, it's expensive. Like a monthly membership at the gym there is about £100. So it's again like
I didn't know that.
yeah, like the gym that I was going to in Bali was like for a month is like £110.
How much is that one that we went to? The nice one. There was a really nice one. Remember, like it's all aesthetic, and then outside had like the Uluwatu one.
Oh, the Uluwatu one, that's £70 a month. So it's still pretty spenny.
insane.
That's the same as my gym box membership, £80 in London.
Do you reckon that it's gonna get like a little bit oversaturated? Like people are gonna, because already it's kind of getting to that a little bit with like the prices of things. And
The thing about
are
Bali,
they gonna like keep on putting prices? It's gonna be on those places that's not as affordable in the next like 5 years.
I think it's already kind of like Canggu and stuff is already not really affordable. However, I think the thing about Bali is like people go, one area gets really overdone, and then people start going somewhere else. So like initially it was like Ubud. Everyone went to go to Ubud, to go to the rice fields, all that stuff, and then it got like super oversaturated, really expensive. People started to go to Canggu. People who are not going there also, like if you're not going for a health retreat and you're not going there for like a long time, you don't go to Canggu really or Ubud. You go to Seminyak. Seminyak is actually the tourist
That's
area.
that's where I stayed when I first went there.
That's where tourists
moved,
tend to
but
stay. People go to
yeah.
Canggu if they're like trying to stay in Bali for a longer time period. So, but I think when we went there recently, I noticed there's a lot more development happening in like Uluwatu, and there's a lot more development happening past Ubud, like in Cedarman. So those areas are going to become, I think, more built up. Like I remember when I was at Magic Hills, those bamboo houses, when I was there, they were building 2. They currently had 4. And they said like in the next 5 years, they had planned to build 10 more. So like those areas are building up and having really unique hotels with way more space. And I think that those are going to be the places that people are going to start visiting. I don't think people are going to continue to go to Canggu and Ubud, to be honest. That's my guess.
I think Ubud they will, but for different reasons.
If they're going for a yoga retreat.
Yeah, because of the whole eat, pray, love thing. Like that was the place to go and like be at Zen.
But I think because of all the new stuff, people will start to go to other places a lot more, and that will spread stuff. And then I think that will hopefully start to drop the prices down in places like Canggu. But who knows? It's such popular. But I am seeing a lot more like people. Instead of like let's move to digital nomads, they're moving to places like Japan now have a digital nomad visa, so you can go to Japan.
Don't Bali have that as well?
Bali have the digital nomad visa. Thailand have, I think, a version where you can go and stay in, not Bali, sorry, Thailand, Bangkok, sorry. And people can go to Bangkok, you can get a penthouse apartment for like £600 a month.
Oh,
So like,
it's a lot cheaper.
So it's like when you can start going to other parts of Asia now, probably going to do that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like, apparently also really popular, you can buy abandoned houses in Japan.
Oh, I've seen this. You sent me it.
It's
for
like
really
cheaper
cheap.
to basically like people just leave their houses abandoned and the government don't knock them down. They just leave them. So then they become super cheap.
But where do
and
people
buy
go?
them. They move on to a new build. Instead of developing the house they have, they just move to a new build house. So there's loads of places just outside of Tokyo that are just abandoned.
They don't sell them.
Nope. They just abandon them. Apparently it's because people don't want to buy them. The price is not worth it when they're older.
Oh, I see.
So they just move on to a new place. So then now expats are coming in and younger generation of Japanese people are coming and buying these abandoned houses and refurbishing them and turning them into like beautiful homes.
Is it like the Airbnb? Are they turning them to Airbnb? It's not actually living there.
They're living there.
Oh,
So, because Japan has a really good quality of life.
yeah. I've
Well,
heard this.
there's a whole work-life balance debate, but like, because they work like crazy. But
Yeah.
there's good quality of life there.
Maybe we should go somewhere else.
Arigato.
Vietnam.
I've never been
I
to
don't
Vietnam.
know how it goes there though. I didn't see any new builds. I'm not gonna lie. I did not see everything. It was looking real janky.
Where were you? Hanoi, right?
Yeah, it was giving old school, not updated with the times.
What about Ho Chi Minh? Maybe it's better there.
I didn't go there.
Well, Ho Chi Minh's the capital, right?
I'd like to say yeah. I feel like usually I'm good at my geography. Today I'm a bit off.
I'm not good with geography outside of Asia. Like, I know Asia pretty well, but that's about it.
Oh no, I know the world.
Like, I'm awful with Europe. I don't know what anything is.
Yeah, other parts, I think Vietnam maybe a little bit more built up. Definitely at the capital. But they also, I wonder, like, if these Asian countries, like, want us there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Bali's different because they are very appreciative. Like, even, like, the drivers that we've had, they're like, oh, like, thank you for coming. Like, come back. Like, they're very much appreciative
I
of
still
other
talk
countries.
to Katu all the time.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Our driver, Katu, messages every now and again. How
He
are
does.
you?
Yeah,
so
he's like, how
sweet.
are you? Yeah.
Yeah.
But every other country, I don't know what it's like to just...
It's really hard to
Go there.
gauge like what people's like opinions are, because a lot of the time I think even in Bali, like I wouldn't know if they didn't want us there because they're so polite. Like, and if you have a conversation with them, they're never gonna say we hate tourists or whatever. Like, they're always just like, no, we love people, and they're such kind people. I just can't imagine it, but they could be slagging us off.
No, they're not. I've
I
never
don't
had a
think in
bad
Thailand.
experience like that.
No, I don't think in Thailand they like us.
Europe's worse.
What do you mean?
They're like slagging us off.
I mean,
European people slag us off more than...
I think everybody in Europe slags off everybody.
Yeah.
Italians don't
Oh,
like the Spanish.
Paris is the worst.
Parisians don't like anyone that's not Parisian even.
Yeah.
They don't probably don't even like other French people.
Yeah,
Like I think
facts.
you're in Europe we're like quite bad as we like don't like each other a lot. But like I think I think Europe and America just have like beef. Did you see that TikTok that went viral? There was this girl, she was basically saying like there's not much difference between like there's more difference between like North Carolina and New York than there is between like Spain and Slovenia.
Really? America's
what
know
in the
nothing
logic is
about
this?
Europe. Like, sorry.
Well,
but
she said she
majority of the time
lived
they
in
don't.
Europe for 10 years, so she knows. And she was like, but it was very, I don't know, it was a weird video. She was basically saying like, if you took away like language, like what would be the difference? Everything.
It's so different.
Everything.
Yeah, it's so different.
Like the culture, the politics.
and the UK compared to like Spain is
but also
very different.
history. Like Europe has like thousands of years of history. America is a fairly new country. It's like only like what?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't put
As
this
in
information
the
out there
United
'cause I
States of
don't know.
America, yeah, because it was
Christopher
colonized.
Columbus.
It was colonized by the Europeans.
Okay.
If you go before them, obviously there's a whole world of like people that used to live there, like Native Americans and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, as in the United States of America, fairly new, like 300-400 years.
Yeah, fair.
So your history is like doesn't even scratch the surface of somewhere like Europe, which has like thousands of years of war, Roman Empire, all this malark. You're like, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just like, I'm just gonna nod. I don't know. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, but she was basically saying like America's more vastly different. I was just like, okay.
It's pretty much the same, apart from their accents.
I think the accents are different. I think like landscape wise, like
Yeah,
obviously
it's
like
different.
somewhere like Arizona's very different to somewhere like Washington. But like outside of that, like what's different?
Yeah, it's true.
It's not like you have a state. It's not like you have like certain foods. Like I guess down south they have like a lot more fried food and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, but like there's nothing like in like Philly cheesesteak. Ooh. They can't
gonna
compare.
get attacked.
Yeah, I know. You can't compare it to like France and like foie gras and like pasta. Like it's very different things.
Yeah.
Like you talk about stuff in Slovenia all the time. I'm like, where? I've never even heard of it, and I live in Europe.
Yeah, it's very different.
So
It is.
I mean, you're more European than me,
Yeah.
so you can say it for the Europeans.
Yeah. Ooh. No, it is. I think it is.
Yeah,
It's very different. Things that like even like culturally, like things that happen in Slovenia like don't necessarily happen in other countries in the UK. Like even religion wise as well. Like there's a lot of things that happen there that are based on like religious holidays.
Yeah.
So like that country may be more like Christian than like France. As far as I know, France don't do certain things. Even like with the whole like siesta thing. Remember I was saying like kids
yeah.
finish school and they have like a break in the day and they go back, that sort of thing. Like we don't do that in the UK.
Remember when you told me about Slovenian Halloween?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Boost.
Boost. The boost.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy.
Yeah,
in
it's
February.
very different.
Well, it's more like carnival.
For those who don't know what poost is, I definitely dare you to Google.
I definitely dare you. I've never taken part of this, by the way. It's just
It's actually,
a carnival.
I'm not gonna lie, it's actually scary. Like it's more scary than Halloween.
It's like, okay, let me explain this. So it's basically based on like February. It's in February, and it's like scaring away the cold. That's like the whole, yeah. So it's not like, it is Halloween, but it's not Halloween. Like it kind of is, but like it's just scaring away the cold. That's why they put on those like scary masks and stuff. And they go down the street, do like this carnival, and it's like symbolism.
Do you know what that's a good segue into? Back to Bali. Because have you ever experienced Nepi?
No, I haven't.
So
I did ask you about this.
Yeah,
I've never done
I
this.
got to do Nepi Day
Yeah.
when I was in Bali the first time. And basically, if those who don't know, Nepi is basically kind of similar to Poost. It's like you scare away the demons. So basically, like they make these, so they call them the Ooga Booga. And
That's crazy.
Yeah,
It sounds like something from a book.
well, yeah, it kind of does. Like, and it's basically like they spend months in like the temples making these papier-mâché, like huge like demons. And like then they do these dances in the streets and they carry the Ooga Booga, and like there's basically like people inside, and then they have like other people who are carrying a papier-mâché like warrior kind of thing, and they do this whole dance in the street. It's like it's really magical. It's like super amazing. They sing and stuff. They have like special music, and then they basically burn the Ooga Booga at the end, and it's basically like banishing all the bad spirits. It's kind of like their New Year basically. And then the next day you have a day of silence. So that day of silence the next day is
quite
like
nice.
cleanses like the whole land. You're not allowed outside.
And
Like,
no Wi-Fi.
no Wi-Fi. So a lot of people do like a package like holiday, not package holiday, but if you're not like a local and you're not going to be in your house, they'll go to a hotel that has like Wi-Fi, all this stuff, and they basically say you can stay in your room, we'll supply you with food, you have to close your blinds, you're not allowed to, and you're not allowed to go outside. If you go outside, you get arrested.
No light.
No light.
Why?
Because they can't see that you're inside with the light on. You're meant to be like powerless.
So what do people typically do in Bali on that day? Just like sleep or something?
Like, local people, I guess they just stay at home and like reflect.
Meditate.
24-hour
meditation.
I can't really say. I don't know what they do. I've never asked them that. I've asked them more questions about like the Ooga Booga and stuff because it's like
Booga's crazy.
it's really like a different kind of thing.
Who
Like,
made that name up? They're like, right, what should we call this?
I don't know. I think it's like actually part of like the Hindu religion.
Oh.
I think. I don't want to say. Don't quote me. I don't know if it's more of a Balinese cultural thing or if
Yeah.
it's Hindu, but I know that it's like it's a spiritual thing basically.
Hmm.
But it's kind of amazing. I would definitely recommend like going and also like if you're interested in like different cultures and like their
Yeah.
practices, like it's really something interesting to see. And every village will be having like a different parade like in the road with all their like Ooga Boogas.
Okay.
That's a good way to wrap up this episode.
Yeah.
But wait, we have to answer the question. So, do you think Bali's worth
Yes, always is.
10-10.
I mean, definitely just to even try it once and
Yeah.
go like, and then you've like ticked it off and you can say if you like it or not, if you want to come back. Like,
it? 100%.
yeah.
10-10. But guys, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Our Sweet Life.
See you soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.